Testing, testing. Is this working? Let's have a look. Testing, testing. Is this working? That does seem to be working. Let me mute that. Alright. That does seem to be working. Oh, hold on. Where's my audio still coming from? Oh, there it is. Okay. Just set myself as live on here, and we are live again. Some more Elden Ring. Because, yeah. Once I get back into this game, it's, it's a bit of a time sink. Alright, see. Is that working at all? Seems to be. Alright. Stream is live, and let's continue. Right. Goal for the beginning of this session, at least, is that we are going to finish getting some bell bearings, specifically so I can get all of my random weapons. Sort of auto acquisition. All of these random non-somber smithing stone weapons to +3, because that would be, oh sorry, +9 even, because that way I can have more weapon options to switch to. So, as far as I remember, it's been a while, but I think the +2 somber smithing stone is in this particular cave. That or it's something else important, but I remember that there was something of importance in that, so that's where we're heading. And we'll see what happens. Alright. Again, try not to make too much specific forwards progress in the game, so that I don't get too far ahead of some friends who are still in their first playthrough. The goal is basically to make as much tangential side progress as possible. So, yeah. After getting the smithing stones, probably want to get the same sort of bell bearing for somber smithing stones, but off the top of my head I remember being more difficult. I think it was part of a quest line. I'll double check that once we got this one down. But I'm pretty sure about this one. That or this is like the next smithing stone. It's either the one that gives +3 and +4, or that gives tier 3 and tier 4 smithing stones, or tier 5 and tier 6 ones. Find out when we get it. No secret passages or anything? Nope. No, that was the secret passage. There we go. Aha. I'm going to be trying out a few more weapons as well as we go, because so far I've mostly just been using this particular halberd. Although it's been nice. Not my typical type of weapon, so experimenting a little bit with my go-to gameplay. What else do we have? Oh, well, hold on. That was anticlimactic. Was it not from the boss? Well, fair enough. I wonder what the boss gives in this case. We'll keep going through. Do the whole dungeon, because why not? And then we'll get some weapons upgraded, I guess, because that seems to be the right one. Was the smithing stone bell bearing number 2. And that is what we needed. Alright. It's just the cave with invisible walls, wasn't it? I have to go figure out which ones were invisible. No, they're like... This feels like it should be. No, it isn't. I feel like the bits with the sort of vertical cracks are more likely to be the secret bits. I might be wrong. Is it behind the chest? Oh, yeah. Yeah. There we go. Someone's little ghost was running through it. Is there still the same? There is. Yep. Oh, this one has a branch in the way. Interesting. I can. Alright, yeah, now I'm wondering what the boss in here gives. Because for some reason I was pretty certain that the boss was the one who... I mean, like, I just sort of assumed that it was another one of the crystal spinny boys who give you the ball bearings. Because there's definitely another dungeon which has some of those guys. Maybe that's the one for the next one. Let's heal up off these guys. Oh, don't fall in the hole. That would be bad. Nice. Let's see, what was this way? We had... Well, I can drop down there, but that seems like a one-way route. Versus going this way... At least I can backtrack, so let's see what was down here. Oh, an item. I'll take it. Stone sword key. Always useful. And then we had a ladder there, so I guess I could drop down and do the fight with the what are they called? Torture device thingies. I think there were two of them in here. Yeah, let's give it a shot. What's the worst that could happen? Was it just the one, or was there two? Let's see if we can break this. Break the statue. I'll keep my shield up for safety. Just need to break the statue. Which it's currently doing a really not particularly good job at. Oh no, there we go, it broke it. Nice. Ooh. Alright, a little bit dangerous. Nice thing about these things is when they've missed their attack, you get to hit the inside of them for extra damage. I think as with a lot of enemies in this game, fighting just one of them by themselves is much less dangerous than when you get multiple. Oh god. Don't fuck it up though. Let's just play it safe. Like, there are a few moments where there are multiple of these guys and they become really, really dangerous. But in general, when there's only one, you can take it sort of slow and careful, and it doesn't become too difficult. There we go. Wow, that was a lot of souls. Okay. Forgot how many, how much everything feels like it drops. Crazy numbers of runes when you're doing a low-level-ish character. I'm not planning to keep this character low-level forever. Just don't want to progress too far ahead of my friends. So For now, I'll avoid leveling up too much. Although I might just about stick a few levels in at some point just to hit the stat requirements even for certain weapons. I want to be able to try out pretty much all of the different faith weapons on this character, having not really had a chance to play any of them on other characters. Oh, this was the explodey room. Yep. Let me pay a little bit of attention. These are, yeah, not particularly dangerous. Was there anything here? There was one of those guys. Okay. Oops. Could have sworn there was an invisible wall. Okay. I am remembering little bits. Nice. Okay, item there, item there. I feel like the item at the bottom was just one of these ruined fragments. Yes. Okay. Thing over here. Oh god, that was greedy. For no reason. Okay, thought that might have been a secret wall. Right, so what do we have through here? A dropping puzzle. Can I make that jump safely? Probably. Yeah. Where are we going? This way? This way. Mm-hmm. Oh. Don't walk into those guys. And let's find out what the boss down here is. Is this the boss room yet? Or is this... This is a boss room. Yeah, okay. What's over here? Secret wall? Anything? What do these say? Fair enough. Da 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 da. Always double check. It's one of these guys. Alright. Nice thing about using the halberd is it all the attacks stagger. A lot of my playthroughs in this game so far have been not using particularly heavy weapons, because I tend to find that they do make the games a lot easier to play just due to all the staggers you land with enemies. But it's been a while, so you know. I think it's a nice little thing to try out. Oh, alright. Oh, okay, that wasn't very dangerous at all. Yeah, this guy doesn't seem too bad, just sort of... be a little bit careful with him, and there's not really much danger at all. I can just walk to dodge this. That one, maybe less so. Track's a little bit better than I thought. Can I walk both directions? Yeah, I can walk both directions. That's nice. He should be parryable with that. Ooh, I'm now tempted. Alright. I always start to play substantially worse when there's an opportunity to parry something, but... how could I say no to a parry? Come on. That was... okay, I was standing at a weird angle there. Dodge these. Inevitably get killed trying to parry. Nope. That'll do, that'll do. Come on, give me another nice parryable swing. Oh, I know I'll miss it horribly. Okay, that's not going to be parryable. Oh, timing on that one was new to me. Okay. Always gotta be parrying. It's half the fun of the Souls games. It's possibly one of the most satisfying mechanics in their combat system. That and the games having really good stagger on enemies. The whole poise system in general in the Souls games is very well put together. It adds a lot of like weight to the different weapons. And it actually makes a lot of the weapons simply feel unique based on like how well they do or don't cause enemies to get staggered. There we go. That'll do it. Wurzel's greatsword. Int weapon? Int weapon. Yep. And this brings me to... oh, one of the towers. Okay. Okay. Was this the one with the jumping puzzle? Or was this the... I honestly can't remember. Oh, you know what I haven't done as well? I have not set up my Flask of Wondrous Physic, which I should really do. That'll do. I need to grab more of those at some point. Again, there's a lot of things to go out of your way to find and collect in this game, so I'll get that done at some point. Now, let's hand in this bell bearing and get some weapons upgraded. I like to keep all my things at a fairly consistent upgrade level if I can. Gives you the room to switch weapons without it just feeling like some of them do not hold up. So, let's also, always good to keep yourself at multiples of 12 on these. Makes it nice and easy to always have what you need to upgrade a weapon. Now, let's see what we've got. I think some interesting weapons to use would be... I'd like to continue actually experimenting with this big hammer. Not really used it much in playthroughs before. Or, I think ever in playthroughs before, really. So that'll be a fun one to mess around with. Alright. And also katanas are generally quite good in this game. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. The scimitar was working very nicely for me. So I'll keep that upgraded. I like this straight sword in general. It is a pretty good straight sword. A little bit of a boost of crit damage, which is nice if you riposte and can't bother to switch to a dagger. Like in general, I tend to keep a dagger on my second weapon slot to make it easy to switch to, but realistically, sometimes you can just have a weapon that has good riposte damage, and that'll be good enough. And I need more souls now, so that's fine. Let's just get 12 of those. Get something else up to +3. But this is good. It's giving me a couple of weapon options. Also, let's stick a weapon out on the Uchikatana. Honestly, just a good weapon across many of the Souls games, which will generally solve a lot of your problems. Oh, okay, I'm out of souls. Right. What do we have? Uchikatana. What do I have? Oh, I've got the lightning roll, which is fun. Honestly, would be nice to have the actual katana weapon art, because that is quite nice. What was Rapture of the Mists? I honestly don't remember. Let's try Rapture of the Mists. I actually can't remember what that was. Which one of these? It's better. Let's put lightning for now. Let's see what this weapon art is. So, We did that. What was the... For the somber smithing stones, I think... And let me just check to make sure I'm not wrong. I think I had to do Blades quest line. I did. Okay. Right, so ask Merchant Kale about the howling is a part of this. I think almost every time I've done a playthrough, I've managed to do his quest line in a weird order or like skip bits of it, so it'll be interesting to do it completely correctly. So let's see what this thing is. Alright, I have no idea what that does. It's like a... Is that like a dodge or something? Or a buff? Right, let me go find an enemy to test this on. What does this do? Alright, hello Mr. God. Oh! Oh, it's a dodge. It's a very nice dodge. Oh, with like a... Oh, what was that? Okay, so like when he hit me with it, active, my character automatically jumped into the air? Let me try that again. I don't think I've used this one before. Ooh, that was way too early. It's just a normal jump attack. It doesn't do any sort of weird... Maybe if I press the weapon hold button again after that? No, nothing happened. Well, that's sort of interesting. Alright. Also, random side note, did I ever go back here? So I found Bok originally.
Wait, you got it.
Well, that's the progression of Bok's questline.
What made my mum and that sewing kit? I always wanted to be. Thank you very. I always wanted. I always wanted.
Alright. Well, that was Bok's questline that I'd forgotten that I hadn't continued. Alright. What's the next step? Oh yeah, I got distracted again. Let me head back here and see if I can continue filling random quests. Alright, so... Does it have anything to say? No, not yet. Right. It have to be like nighttime, I think. I think it does. Never actually done this early part. Till nightfall. Alright. Let's see, let's see.
I am of selling where the land has been taken. It's only tarnished. Let's say you're...
Alright, fair enough. It doesn't... I can't remember exactly how you started this quest line. Let me just go do other random completionist things. One thing I was going to do was go down this path and sort out getting that that good old map segment so that I can clear up more of this map. What else can I do without avoiding any major progression even? There was a cave there to do. There was... You know what? Was this also this castle, which had some stuff in it? Let me do that. Let me head there. I forget exactly what was in it, but it's always worth just clearing off these weird areas on the map that I've completely missed. And gradually I'll remember all these weird little details about other things you find. Oh yeah, there was the dude on the bridge as well. Completely missed him. Let's go talk to him and remember what he had to say. Also, let me try this, see how this does at staggering. Yeah, that's pretty quick. Yeah, it's a nice backup weapon. I probably won't use it too much because I have used it a lot in previous playthroughs. We run around the little duty horn. It's always fun. If a little silly, and possibly not the most practical weapon. That's not important. These guys down here are just wandering about, but I can't remember if there's any loot. Aha. Right. Let me go rescue the great Kenneth Height. Oh yeah, he was the guy whose castle it was. That's what it was. I remember. I remember around the original release of this, his quest line couldn't fully be completed, or like there was a bit missing from it. Or like it wasn't working correctly. So it was a while before I actually did his quest properly for the first time, because I usually just stop about midway through. Right. Let's head up to him. See what he has to say to us. Also, let me make sure I've got my blue cipher ring on in general, because it's nice in general, if I'm not doing anything crazy important, to be available to be a blue summon.
Well, that's... No. Despite appearances, no bit might have heard of me. Untarnished. I want you to take back Knight Commander from Stormvale.
Alright, cool. I'm going to take back your camp. Sounds like an idea, I guess. Also, is there anything in this area before it gets blown up by a big rock? I remember on one of my characters, I decided to just go straight to Radagan. Is it Radagan? Guy in the big red area. Fight him first as my first boss fight. It was an interesting run, actually. I think it was on my arcane character, and he was not actually that bad to do on an arcane character, even at very low soul level. Because... oh, I missed the thingy. No. Damn it. Because at least when you're, oh yeah. Crystal Tears. Yeah, when you're at low soul level, but trying to take on bosses, having some sort of bleed build is always nice, because while your regular damage might not quite be enough, you can always just bleed proc the enemies to death. And it will add up. What do we have over here? Oh, is this Patches? It's got to be Patches. I'll go back there later. Although I think I need to go back to Patches in his cave first. That's also a thing. Wonder what I have to do to accidentally ruin that quest line. Hopefully nothing I've done so far. I define myself a very, very short list of things to not do in terms of fucking up quest lines by doing weird ordered progression. Because on top of my head, there aren't that many quest lines that you can fuck up completely. Like, a lot of them, despite what I've read on wikis and stuff, I've managed to do in weird orders, but, like, still had them function. So I think some of the information is not necessarily correct. But it would be nice to know exactly which ones you can completely miss. So I've definitely done that with a few in the past. Ooh, yeah, I was locked with the wrong enemy. There we go. Oops. Oops. Have we got his hat yet? Nope. I will get that hat. One of those shields as well. Brass shield is very important in general. Well, I say very important. It's nice. It's possibly my favourite shield in terms of weight and stuff. I've probably rambled on it about it too many times at this point. It's a good shield. Switch up my weapon. Experiment with other things. Always keep experimenting. What I might do in the long run on here is avoid ever upgrading things to max level on this character. Keep all my weapon levels 1 off max, which gives me a lot of room to just have like every weapon at the same upgrade level in the end game. Also definitely worth doing another low-level playthrough at some point. Just for the sake of actually doing it on stream, because that'd be fun. And also, I can't remember exactly how far I got in my low-level playthrough. Like, I want to say I was about 80% of the way through things, but it's like a total guess at this point. Bloody Slash. That was a pretty good Art of War, I think. Ash of War. Weapon art. Also, this gives one of those medallions, right? I forget which one exactly. What do we have here? We have Dectus Medallion left. Do I have both of them now? Let's have a look. I do. Neat. That being said, I have already, I guess, done that part, so I've already got to the Atlas Plateau, although I guess it doesn't hurt to have. Wait, is the Dectus one to the Atlas Plateau? I can't remember. Let's see. It's one of these. Or was it the lift that was over here? I hope it was the lift that was over there, because that would save me a lot of time in future things. Alright, is there anything else I had to do in terms of clearing out this castle? I think that was it. I think that was this castle officially saved. That dude. I might be wrong. Let's reset at a bonfire and see what happens. Oh, it's just around this corner, wasn't it? Alright. Here it was. Okay. Alright, let's see if I'm right about this one. Off the top of my head, he should now be in the castle. I mean, there don't seem to be enemies even after a reset, so this seems correct. Let's go say hello, see what he gives us. Or at least I thought. Have I done something wrong? Let's try this again. Maybe fast traveling will force it. I need to go talk to him again? Maybe I did. Yeah, let's go talk to him again. Oh yeah, it marks his location on the map. Convenient. Also, was there anything there? Was a ruin there with stuff in it? I'll go back there in a bit. Yeah. Could also do some invading. That'd be interesting. For the PvP. It's been a while since I've done the actual proper PvP stuff on this, but I've done little bits so far in this playthrough. Might be fun to try some invading. And my skills aren't quite as rusty as I thought they would be, actually. So,
Did you more? Well done. I knew it now. Go ahead.
Red steel dagger.
I've much. What's that look? Well, even the vulgar, which is why just you.
Alright. Was this a faith weapon? It was. Interesting. Did it have anything interesting about it, though? Other than just being a dagger. I mean, it doesn't hurt to have a dagger with the dash. Well, it's a faith scaling dagger. That'll do. What's this waypoint? So pointing at that. Okay. And there is a side of grace that I missed. Alright. Now, there was a Ash of War that I missed first time I was going through here. It was somewhere? Where was it? I've probably gone around it or past it. What do we have here? Nothing of importance. Oh, some ruins. What do these ruins hold? Oh, there was actually a... Oh, and a bear. Right, avoid the bear. What do we have in here? Just a chest. With an X talisman. Can't remember what it does. We'll look at that later. Alright. What do I want to do? Let's try a few things. There's a boss here. That would be fun to try. Those ruins I don't think contain anything particularly interesting, so I'm going to move that waypoint. This has been done, so I can cross this bit off. That I will do. But yeah, let's do boss over here, because as far as I remember, parryable. And that is all I ask for in a boss. Make them parryable. I say still failing at parrying millennia. One day I'll pull it off. It'll take a while, but I'll do it. Fun to try on stream as well. I think that would give me the added motivation to keep trying. because it will take a lot of attempts to actually learn that one. Here, let's try this one out. Hello, Commander O'Neill. Oh yeah, this is gonna be annoying, isn't it? There's gonna be all these little guys getting in the way. Nothing that I hate more in these fights than having 100 little enemies to deal with while I'm trying to do the boss. Let's just see if I can take these guys on and go positive on HP. Alright. That'll do. Oh, he's summoning more of them. No, he's not. Okay. Nope, that's not parryable. That's parryable though. There we go. I saw the initial damage and I was like, oh no, this is gonna be a long fight. Oh, that's better. Right, avoid the Scarlet Rot. So I do not have any Scarlet Rot removing items on me, and I'm not going to go on my way to craft any. Ooh, a little bit of a risky one there. But hey, let's keep the parries up. Oh, Rick. Let's get those riposts in. As far as I remember, he summons more enemies at some point. Oh! Like clockwork. Perfectly timed that one. Oh god. The ads are causing me more problems than the boss himself. But let's heal up just in case. Ugh. As much as I want to do this flaskless, it's maybe not worth failing it for such a minor thing. Oh god, these guys are genuinely more problematic than the boss. Could I just get a backstab on like one of them, please? Ah. Alright, there we go, one down. The lower they are, the easier they are to deal with. Another one down. Oh. Oh no! That was a really poorly timed roll. Alright. Attempt number 2. This fight doesn't seem too bad. It's mostly the, these little ads that are the real danger. But honestly, with a bit of backstab, they go away pretty quick. The ranged guys are far less threatening. They... Oh god, I say that. They're less threatening when they're not using their swords. Or if I just take them on normally with a halberd, and I'll save the riposts and parries for the boss. Although going around backstabbing everything, because that's just a little bit too much effort when I could just literally beat them away with a few halberd swings. Yeah, no use making this more complicated than it needs to be. I will take a free backstab when it's presented to me, though. Right. Parry time. That is not a parry. That's better. I always miss all of those early parries. I figure out when my timing's off there. Ooh. Okay, a little bit too greedy. That was awful timing. What was that? Alright. That is how not to parry. Oh, and I forgot to roll there. Oh, forgot. Pressed the key like a second too late. Forgot to roll at the right time. But hey, this guy is good practice. A little bit more of an interesting parry fight. I like the Crucible Knight parries a lot, but I find them very predictable once you get that pattern. This guy is maybe a little bit less predictable. I don't know. Maybe I just fault Crucible Knights more. Let's get some healing backstabs. It's always nice. Okay, maybe actually look at the boss while he's doing things. Right. Oh yeah, it's not 100% block on the buckler, is it? I was a little bit dumb there. Let's try that one again. Right, let's go back to the sensible strats, deal with the ads with my halberd, and then back to the boss afterwards. Oh, a little bit of extra resistance on those guys. Interesting. This is actually going to result in me dying to something silly. Can I just get a backstab on that guy, please? Oh no. Damn it. I think on a lot of runs I'd just send out a Spirit Summon to keep those distracted, but I kind of like doing things a bit more manually on more recent runs. Spirit Summons are nice, but I find that they lead to me having bad habits in the long run. Ooh. Right. Steal with these. Oh, no. Steal with these guys. Alright, last one to go. Oh, there we go. Right, parry time. Yeah, there we go. I was doing the parries way too early before. Oh, that is not a parryable thing. Just keep running. Just keep running. Right. Too early, too early. That one was fine. Way too early on those initial hit ones. Let's be a little patient. A little patient on the initial ones. And that makes the difference. Alright, second group of summons. This time I'll deal with them sensibly. Oh, that was some greed right there. There we go. Oh, I shouldn't use the Estus. I was actually on a no Estus run. And that would have given me the same healing. Cheapened my run now. Shouldn't have used that Estus. I mean, it's basically a zero Estus run. But in the end, it isn't. Big Sag. Well, there we go. That was Commander O'Neill. Full parry. Commander's Standard. What was that? Just a standard weapon. Was that the one that... Yeah, that was the buff one, wasn't it? There it is. It's a useful weapon just to have in your arsenal. That buff's good for teammates when you're multiplayer. And also just a nice buff to have. Alright, now that he's down, oh, let's do part of the Millennia Star. Sounds like a reasonable idea. So what did you draw? Nothing? Oh, fair enough. Speaking of those drops, I was on the roofs here earlier, or the other day, that I was looking at, and I couldn't remember what it dropped, but I do remember that it was one of the ones that would teleport away awkwardly. But I have the very convenient lightning zapping weapon art. Let's see if I can cheese it a little bit and get myself whatever weapon art it has. Whatever Ash of War it has. Right, there we go. What do we got? Double slash. Ooh. Okay, you know what? Double slash is actually very good. Also, I should use this little lightning zap more often. It's very good. I also need to remember that I have it on the dagger, especially in PvP. It's really good when people are running away and they're trying to look for a chance to heal. You can just punish them. What does it do on just like a random dude? It's not a lot of damage, so it's definitely more of a finisher than it is a real source of damage. Yeah, if I head through that, that'll be the guy to talk to in his little hut. Something aggro? Can't remember.
Oh, I am. I'd hoped to ask a strapping young. Don't fret. Should you accept, I will teach you the secret. Ah, then I need your. Her name is resting at the church. As promised. Go on. Well, this a work of a true. Can you give us well made?
Alright, well, I've given him the needle. I feel like I need to speak to... Again, doing things weirdly out of order. I usually would have spoken to Millicent at this point, so don't know whether that messes up anything. That being said, if without doing any fast traveling I get to her, I can still speak to her without having any resets happen. So that might be useful. Don't know what I needed to do to open this. Oh, it was the... Okay, I remember. It was in these towers. You have to light the flames. I think. Alright, and there were a few other little details in here, I think. Seal was broken somewhere. Was it that one? It was, yes. So that broke that seal. That one broke... I can't remember which seal that one broke. Let's grab the item on this rooftop while I'm here. Let's do the other one while I'm here. Doesn't hurt to just make random progress. Was it? No. I got greedy for items. Can't just leave an item there though. Can't remember what that item was either. We'll find out. Da-da-da. Maybe not worth being on torrent here, just for the sake of having a shorter turn cycle. Stone sword key, those are always useful. Gotta collect the more I find them. Right, now this one either opened the door right there or the door over there. Seal was broken somewhere in town. It is... Is that door there? It does look like it was that door there. Which had inside of it? A chest with something. What will it be? A spell that I won't be using. Now, how did I open the third door? That's what I can't remember. Oh, yeah, of course. I'm blind. I'll open the third door and I'll come back there after I've done the Millicent stuff. Because there's a little boss fight in here, which I think is one of the cool weird weapons that morphs and twists. I think those are int weapons though. My first playthrough in this game was a int build. Not really casting spells, just using all the int scaling weapons. Mostly because at the time I'd recently finished my the last playthrough I'd done of Dark Souls 3, in which I'd finally got all the achievements, all the Steam achievements. And I'd been playing an int character on that build, so I just sort of kept it up. Okay, let's be a little bit careful. I'll just get nuked out of existence by these ridiculous boulders. Alright. Do I take those guys out first, or do I think I should be safe as long as I don't walk notably towards the door. It's the worst that could happen. Right.
Well, my flesh, it is a if I flesh.
Alright, well, I've spoken to her. Let's see what happens after I rest here.
If you are why my flesh.
I'm about to reload the area forcefully.
If you my flesh.
Interesting. Maybe I'm going to talk to him again. Oh, given I'm doing that, I'll take on the little bosses first. Although before I do that, let's upgrade some more weapons. Because that was the main goal of this stream. It's just get lots of things upgraded. Alright, keep those in multiples of 12. And get all my things to +9.
I took you no matter to lay out your arms then.
Right. Make sure I don't accidentally upgrade something that I shouldn't. There's no point upgrading the Barclay really. I'll get around to that later. But what I was going to do was some another +9, straight swords at +6. Let's do the straight sword, although it's a little bit boring. Let's do the big hammer. Now that I think about it, I had strength 31 as a requirement. Is it worth sticking one additional point in strength just so I can one-hand this hammer in the long run? It is a fun weapon. And I think there are at least a handful of weapons that had, yeah, there were a handful of weapons that had strength requirement of 31. So it might be an interesting one to upgrade, but we'll come back to it. Alright, what was that? Mini boss fight. Alright. See what we've got to deal with here. Oh yeah, they've got the old morphing metal weapon things. They do take a lot of damage from that though, so as long as I don't mess this up completely, I say trying to block with a weapon with not 100% block. I don't know if those are parryable. Oh, that's a question. I mean, that doesn't feel parryable, but let's try it, let's try it. What's the worst that could happen? Other than me just getting killed. The little longer swings don't feel parryable, but... Oh, maybe some of the short ones are? Oh, they're parryable. Oh wow, okay, never mind. That was a little anticlimactic. Right, which one of your attacks are parryable? Let's find out together. Oop. Might have been parallel if I was standing in the right place. Oh, that does not look parryable. Alright, because I feel like that should be, although I feel like I'm messing it up. It is, okay. And there goes the second one. And I did indeed get that, and oh, it's not a int weapon, it's just a general weapon. You know what? This is always a fun weapon to occasionally try out. And it has a nice weapon art. Like, it's a bit of a nice bit of reach. A little unpredictable. Flintstone staff. Okay, that's probably the int thing I was remembering. Yeah, it's got some high stat requirements right there. Anything around here? No. Alright, what else do we have around this general area that'd be fun to take on? Avoid any major boss fights. I could take on one of the caves. But I don't want to find out what I'm looking for with getting Blade's questline done.
Always the hound.
Oh.
I suppose next time, don't fret. I just haven't.
Okay, that's what I was looking for. Beginning of that questline. Just clearing out this guy's shop of anything interesting. Alright, so, Ah, he's literally marked on the map. Good to know. It's convenient now with all these NPC map markers. Again, they weren't there when around the time of release. And me and the group of friends who were all playing at the time had all these like notes on which NPCs would turn up and where, and we had to keep remembering all these locations we had to go to. Much nicer now that you can just actually see reminders on the minimap. Right, okay, yeah, I can hear the howl, right. So maybe deal with this bear first. Ooh. I cannot deal with these bears. I don't know why I'm so bad at the particular dodge for them. I guess again one of these like very delayed ones, which are possibly my worst in terms of dodges. Yeah, they've got a mix of like immediate lurching dash attack, and then ones where you need to dodge them with a big delay. Should probably go for like a stagger on them. Oh yeah, once again, very early dodge. Thankfully it doesn't hit for a lot. Oops. Right, maybe don't throw this. There we go. Alright, he's somewhere up this tower, isn't he? What was the gesture I was given? It was like... click your fingers or something. Can I see him? Oh, I can see him. There he is. Alright. Finger snap. Hello, hello.
Who goes there? Carly sent you, did he? Maybe to him. The name's Blythe.
Blade. Okay.
I'm
Or
looking for a
Blade.
man who goes by. He fled somewhere nearby. Come tell me if you find him before I do. I can offer you ample reward. Darrowell is and in need of.
Right. Fair enough. Hornhound Everjail is the next place to go. Let's find out where that one is. Oh wait, I've already done that one. Hold on. How was this one? Oh. Well, let's travel there and see what he has to say about it. Hmm. I've never done this part of his quest line. I'll always, by this point, I always first encounter him when I'm doing the Rani, Rena, whichever one it is. I forget exactly off the top of my head. Quest line. The magical towers and the and all that stuff. So I usually end up having to fight Blade, but I've never done this bit before where you help him. What does he have to say, given that I've already done this fight?
I'll have to work for it. Don't say I'm not a man of my.
Oh, I get a smithing stone. Okay.
If you venture north to Rhea Lucari, tell him I still be sure I owe you one. As this time we part.
Alright, so he's just
Time we part.
he just points me towards. Is that everything that I've like missed before in his quest? Right, yeah, and I've done like every other part of his quest before on other characters, so I mostly remember how that goes. Interesting. Alright, so I never really missed much. I guess I missed a gesture on some other characters. Alright, yeah, let's get this map fragment while I'm here. What other markers do I have on the map? Anything? Nothing? Yeah, nothing. Alright, cool. I'll go around this way. Yeah, why not? Right around the big area. Honestly, very interesting to see how much of the game you can get through without ever doing any other major bosses. Like, you can actually make your way through a substantial amount of the content. I'd be curious as to whether you're more or less likely to mess up quests by doing things like this. Because while doing things in a weird order feels like it's prone to messing up quests, I feel like a lot of the triggers for you must have done a part of a quest before this point or you mess something up are beating certain of the major bosses. So if you just never complete a lot of them, I feel like you can sort of do quests gradually in weird orders and never really mess them up. Who knows? No, part of me wants to say that this village had people who dropped interesting weapons. Yes, it was the chasing weapon. I remember this weapon. Nosy had it on him the other day. And it's very useful for chasing people down in PvP. Especially because it has two moves that have a very similar startup animation, but then travel very different distances, so lets you do mix-ups. Not these guys though, I don't really need their staffs. Their staves. Or whatever they're called. But that little cleaver sword thing that one I'm locked onto has. Those are nice to have. Oops, okay. Maybe don't just get killed for no reason. Always pay attention to what you're doing. And there's a boss at the top of here as well. That I feel like was part of an NPC questline. I feel like there's an NPC who is about once you've beaten the boss, or I don't know whether, I think it might have been part of Millicent's questline, or what would it be? I don't know if it's super important. I might just do the boss anyway at some point. I wonder if I can get the big skull mace thing. Honestly, can't remember. Anyway, I've got the Site of Grace out. Let's just move on. Focus on what I was actually doing, which was filling out the rest of this map. Also, I think there was some stat boosting clothing in here somewhere. No. Up here. Not in here. I think I remember there's like a circle of those people dancing around a corpse that has a stat boosting bit of clothing. I don't know how I feel personally about the stat boosting bits of clothing. They're interesting. They allow for like some niche low level builds. But I also don't like the fact that you end up in these positions where you've got these sort of semi-mandatory gear pieces in terms of armor for certain setups if you want to try and be optimal, especially at lower levels. Whereas in a lot of other Souls games, and also with most of the stuff in this game, you can just mix and match gear in terms of armor however you please. Like, it doesn't really have any actual stat bearing, it's primarily just defensive. Also, oh no, is this, what horrible thing has happened here? Did I get this guy's thingy? He just likes to point, doesn't he? I forget, I feel like that guy gives you a gesture at some point. So I need to be in the valley, don't I? Not up here. Or do I? Let's find out. Let's just keep going along the top of here and see where I get to. This is a dead end. Or giant rat ashes. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, this looks like a dead end to me. Right, yeah, I need to be in the valley. Is there a safe way to get down there? It does look like there's a safe way to get down there. Nice. Goodbye, knights. I will keep fighting you until I drop one of your brass shields. can't remember what this traveling cart had in it. Let's find out. Stop these guys from moving. Maybe lure this guy off a little bit. Sometimes locking on is a little difficult when there's too many enemies. Kind of wish I was a little better playing unlocked. It's a little difficult with a halberd, at least with the sort of vertical forwards attacks. Right, I can't remember what that thing was. Let's have a look at it as we move. A big bleed hammer. Alright. What were these ruins, and did they have anything of interest? Well, they've got an underground room. That's one thing. Why do these feel like they were important for something? Or that I farmed something here? Its errors bring back memories. I can't remember why. Interesting. Oh, I don't think they can chase me down here. Alright, let's head down. What do we have in here? Oh, we got one of these guys. Who's... I'd like to say parrying? Oh god. Do I have a parry addiction? Yes. Although, with this guy I'll take backstabs, because I feel like he's going to one-shot me if I don't pay attention. Ooh, okay. Timing on that seemed close to parry. I don't know whether that was just one of those, like, you parried an unparryable thing, but you had the timing, or whether that was actually a miss. Ooh. Alright, let's try it again. Okay, gotta be a little careful of the bleed. Oh, speaking of. Good old blood floor. This guy's just opening himself up to backstabs. I'll just take backstabs in this one, that'll do. Try the occasional parry, see if it works. But, oh, okay, let's not just throw this right at the end. Ooh, hello. No! I threw it right at the end. What a surprise. Oh, at least there's a stake of America. I was wondering where the nearest bonfire was, and I was like, oh no, it's going to be a bit of a journey. But they're pretty good with the stakes of America. They're usually pretty well positioned to get you straight back into these fights. Now, I've not managed to parry him yet, but that doesn't mean he's not parryable. It just means I'm not succeeding. Oh, he is parryable. Okay. You know what? Let's do a parry run. Let's, ooh. Oh. Okay, yeah, maybe be careful of the blood loss floor. That'll, make things difficult. But he is parryable, and that is important. And it looks like a 3 parry fight from the damage. Always count your fights in number of parries. It's a good way to keep yourself sane when doing the parry runs. And you can just keep count of how many successes you need to do until you win. I wonder if it'll be a full parry. It might be. We'll see, we'll see. Oh, that's not parryable. Ooh, hello. Not gonna risk that. Yeah, there's the blood loss. Ooh, these punishes are pretty good. Right, this next hit is gonna bleed me, but that's fine because I've parried it. Okay, it's a full parry fight. Now, if I was rational, I'd just kill him here. But, once I've started the parries, it's important that I finish them. Ah. Da, 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 da. Yes, exactly, exactly. It's very important. Once you start the parrying, you must finish the parrying. No half-assed parry fights here. God damn. Oh, it's only a full parry fight. How bad can it really be? Well, that was a really clean run. It's unfortunate I didn't finish that one. Or at least the first two parries were very clean. And it was a bit of a mess before the third one. And then, you know, do be how it be. Don't know why I tried to parry his dagger throw. That's not happening. Right, one parry. I find it kind of crazy how, like, this far in the game, with like a +9 dagger, whereas at this stage in the game you typically have what, like +15, 18, maybe not that much. But I feel like you'd have a higher plus, like probably at least like a +15 on your main weapon. Like, it's a very small number of successful parries to kill this mini boss, with that context in mind. It's kind of how important they are. Ooh. Alright, let's try this again. Oh, that attack is really hard to read. Also, how about if there was more light? Oh wait, speaking of more light. There we go. Ooh. Just get out of the blood. Well then, floor blood. Yeah, because it's from my little lantern. Get better vision of him as I as I do this fight. Alright. Oops. Well, we'll take that as a repulse and move on. Again, trying to parry the dagger throws is not the move. Okay, weirdly too late on the parries, which is usually not my problem. I think about 80% of the time I'm too early on my parries. This guy has a very fast attack. So the read on it is pretty short. Let's throw this. I'm not doing a Zero Estus run. Ooh. Pause the dagger throws. There we go. We did it. See what he has for us. Oh yeah, this is good old blood rapier thing. This thing is cool. On like an actual arcane character. Sadly not on this character, but yeah. Last character I'd been playing was an arcane character, so yeah. Exactly. I didn't get into one of those horrible death loops where I just fail over and over and over and over again. But hey, that's the beauty of the Souls games, right? It's having that like obsessive persistence to just keep trying until you eventually succeed. Why can't I open my map? What am I doing that's making me like not be allowed my map? In here? No. Okay, I am going the right way. That's good to know. Alright. That being said, the fight that will be upcoming in this direction is probably going to be interesting at this level and setup. I've been playing alright, so there've been a good number of fights that I've got through in substantially less time than I thought it would take me. And then a whole bunch more where I got distracted by the fact the enemy was parryable. Yeah. So my first playthrough, I went in blind. I tried to like scour areas as thoroughly as possible, but went in blind and like finished the game. There is one major thing I missed on my first playthrough, which I will make sure that you do not miss on your first playthrough, which is that I managed to end up with only 3 talisman slots on my first playthrough, which was due to me just not going back and talking to an NPC for like a substantial portion of the game. Basically, an NPC I could have spoken to anywhere from like about 20% to 70% completion, I just never spoke to, and missed out on a very key item. But I having made that mistake, I am now acutely aware of not letting other people make that mistake. Other than that, there's not really a lot that I would say you necessarily need to Google in terms of progression. Although if there is anything in particular that you're like that you do want to find, then that's a pretty good thing to Google. That being said, feel free to just, ask me and I can give you, like, maybe less spoilery descriptions of some interesting things. Like if there's certain items that you want to find, or certain types of item, like if you're like, oh, I really like this type of weapon, is there one that's slightly different in this way? Then I can give you like a sort of non-spoilery yes or no, or roughly where you'd find it, and stuff like that. Like, there are honestly very few things you like hard fuck up in this game by not paying attention to like NPC questlines and not fucking them up. Most questlines can just be sort of completed at any point as long as you just go back and do all the stages in order. There are, off the top of my head, like, oh god, oops. Off the top of my head, there are like maybe 3 or 4 quest lines that you can fuck up, of which, like, 2 of them you would really have to go out of your way to fuck them up. Like, you would have to be like, I'm helping this NPC, but let me just randomly kill them. You know what I mean? And there's also at least one item that you... There's like one item that I can think of, maybe more, but there's at least one weird item that you can only get if you intentionally fuck up an NPC questline. But it's not like a useful item, it's like a straight downgrade of an item that you would get if you just finished that questline. So it's sort of pointless, except for, like, really pedantic completion. It's like, do you want a worse version of an item than the one you get from just completing this NPC's questline? You can just kill them instead of completing their questline. And you get a less good version of the same item. It's there as a, like, consolation prize for people who decide to just fucking kill them instead of completing their quest. You know? So, yeah. There's a few things like that, but other than that, like, I wouldn't really worry too much about Googling things. Like, you can. Just, yeah, be aware that I am, like, I am sort of going out of my way to make sure that you don't miss anything key already when we're doing the co-op. So, like, if there's anything key that I think you're going to miss, I'll, like, nudge you towards it. But yeah. Also, yeah, definitely don't spoil yourself on the... I wouldn't spoil yourself on the bosses before doing them. Like, just, you know, fight them for the first time. Yeah, there's a lot of fun to be had in just, like, learning boss patterns. And frankly, there are, like, only 2 bosses that I've actually properly Googled the mechanics for. Because, you know, I've been trying to be super pedantic at doing them. And I think those were, off the top of my head, like, Radagan and Millennia. Radagan, because I was trying to do him super early in the game on one of my playthroughs, because I was trying to do him first on my Perma Soul level 18 no weapon upgrades character. And I was trying to figure out what exactly caused one of his mechanics to happen. And then Millennia, because that boss fight is painful in all sorts of ways, and again, trying to figure out how to get her fight done while not properly prepared for it. Yeah, she's an interesting fight. I'm trying to think if I've got any of my characters who are like at Millennia but haven't done her yet, so I can give you like so I can like show her to you. I don't think off the top of my head I just have any characters who are on her fight. Maybe one. I could have a look. I could have a look and see. But yeah, she is by like a sizable margin the hardest boss fight in the game. Like, if you sort of lined up all the boss fights by difficulty on like a chart, there'd be like all the boss fights difficulties, and then there'd be like a gap before hers and then hers. Like, it's actually like notably harder than some other ones. Also, this thing has fate scaling. Interesting. I'm definitely curious about using this weapon. Da-da-da-da. That being said, let me know if you wanna keep going on co-op at the moment, because yeah. Currently I'm just not really doing anything in particular, I'm just sort of derping around. Getting all that side progression done. There we go. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll run down here. Grab a side of grace that I'm planning to grab. That's fair, that's fair, that's fair. Bread is kind of important for that, yeah. God damn. But yeah, I'll tell you what, depending on, before you head off, what I'll do is I'll quickly grab this, the next site of grace on this path, and then I'll see if one of my other characters is close to the Millennia boss fight. Or so I'll probably have a character who's like at the area in the game where you fight her, but just hasn't actually succeeded at the fight yet. And that's the hope. And then we can, I can show you a little bit of her fight. And or we can just like wait till you reach her at your stage in the game. And you can experience her completely blind for the first time, which is also a perfectly reasonable option. But if you're interested in the crazy spectacle fight that is, I mean, she's more of a side fight than anything. I wouldn't say, like, it's a spoiler of her fight to a certain extent. You know, I'll show you, like, a run. It'll likely end in me immediately dying, so I can't imagine it'll be that much of a spoiler. But we'll see. Let's, but yeah, she's a side fight, so she's not going to give you any, like, crazy big spoiler stuff. And I think the cutscene will be skipped because I'll have already tried her on the character, most likely. Alright, let's see, what do I have? I literally have a character called Melina, Ronnie, Sayaka. Alright, let's see. Of all characters, you are likely to be... No. He's just straight up a boss who's in a certain area. Let's see, where are you in the game? You have not got to that area yet. No. This is my arcane build character with all the bleed weapons. It's a lot of fun. Dressed to look like what's her face? Everyone's favorite random friendly NPC. Alright, let's try out my other characters. Which character would be likely to be near the boss arena? Let's try. Yes, I feel like my first two playthroughs. How do you dual wield? Oh, hold on. Let me. It's very muscle memory. So what I'll do is I'll press the keys on my character, and I'll see what they are. I'll see what I'm pressing. A lot of the time I have to do that with controller stuff. I'll be like, okay, let me just pay attention to what buttons I'm pressing. Right. Oh, well, this is promising. Okay, the button is you hold A and then tap either right or left trigger button. Now, the fact that I have this sword... Oh, no, I think I got it off one of my other characters. Okay, okay. Here we go. Here's a character who was on the warpath of actually getting her done. Let's give her a shot. Right, here we go. So I've got my buckle. Let me try some parries. Also, there are some souls here. How many? 306. Okay, like nothing. Oop. Alright, let's try that again. That was a bit anticlimactic. That was just... She just murdered me. But, I'll see if I can get a little bit further in the fight. Maybe by actually, you know, landing a hit. Oh, the fight's not even... That's not even, like, much of the fight at all. Hold on. Let me, It's been a while since I've fought her, and I've not played on this character in a while, so, Okay, that's parry number 1. She's a 3 parry boss, so you need to parry her 3 times in a row to get her repulsed. Oops. Also, whenever she hits you, she heals, so, yeah. Right, you know what, let me just play this, like, much safer. I'll see if I can get I'll see if I can get to phase 2 of her. I won't bother with parrying right now because like it's been maybe half a year since I was actually properly fighting her, so I do not remember the timing whatsoever. What do I have on here? I've got Mimic Slime. Alright. Is that going to help, or is that just going to cause even more danger for me? Well, let's try it out. It's the worst that can happen. Oh, here's the combo. Oh, she's attacking my mimic. That's the move that actually destroys everyone. As you can see, I actually have her weapon on this character from fighting her, from killing her on another character and then transferring the weapon over. Because it's a dex weapon, and this is my dex character, so this character was basically specifically made to actually use the weapon. Because when I dropped her weapon on my first playthrough, when I crafted her weapon after the boss fight with her soul on my first playthrough, I was like, that's a cool weapon. I can't use it on this character because it requires like 50 dex. Actually, I'll tell you what it requires. 48 dex is the requirement to equip this weapon. So you kind of have to have a character specifically for it, really. Missed the riposte there. That's fine. Well, I'm actually not making it look too bad on this fight. I'm not making a complete mess of things. That being said, back when I was like reasonable at this, I would get phase 1 done with like 0 to 1 flasks, and then still get fucked up by phase 2, so, oh. But, gotta scratch my face at the worst timing. Oh. No, she's healed up like half her health because I had to scratch my face. Yeah, I think I'm dead here. Oh. No, not quite. Yeah, this is going about as smoothly as I would expect. Oh. Yeah, she is absolutely punishing me for, like, all of my mistakes. And I'm out of healing. Alright, well this is basically over. But, I can at least see how long I can keep this going for. Oh yeah, and she heals through shield hits, so even if you're blocking with 100% physical parry, you see our health bar go back up? It's back up at like 70%. Just from blocking her a little bit. So that's the real danger of her. That's where a lot of the difficulty comes from. You have to be like close to flawless, because making a small mistake, she heals up so much of her health bar again. But yeah. And that's just her phase 1. She has a phase 2. And the phase 2 is substantially spookier. I'll see if I can do some parries. Just because my parry obsession requires that I must. Ooh, that's not parryable, I don't think. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm just a smooth brain. One parry? Oh, I think the timing was right on that second one, but I was out of position. But yes, she's very dramatic. But yeah, so I do actually have a character at the boss room, at intended character level on this character, which is nice. Oh, what, +8, +22? What else do I have? Right, yeah, this seems to be where I've got to with this character. It's nice to see how I used to organize my inventory. Oh, good to know. I used to do shields at the top. That's not a bad way of doing it, actually. Be up. But yeah, we've got a while before we hit her on our playthrough, so don't worry too much about her for now. She's like the peak of this game in terms of difficulty. She's where you can sort of begin to show off your actual Souls game skills. That's the point of her. I have like I have a weird feeling that like at least one of these low-level characters is actually at her as well. I think Stonks was like my weird level 30 PvP character who was very progressed in this game. Yeah, I'd done like a lot of this game at soul level 30 with +2, +6. This character was fun for invasions. This was like, how far can you push a character with very soul level? With very low soul level, I basically went through and spent a bunch of time looking at all the different talismans you could get, all the different items you can get to try and get like the perfect equip load, the perfect stats and everything. And yeah, 28 strength and 40 vigor. 28 strength, 19 dex, and 40 vigor at level 30. Using all the talismans that raise strength and dexterity. Just so I could use this chainsaw wheel at level 30. Which is fun because you can invade around this area. So I'll do a little fun invasion on this character and then I'll hop back to my current playthrough. It's been a while since I played them, but yeah, this character's whole deal was just doing invasions and having a big chainsaw. Da, 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 da. Oh, we have two of them. He's trying to attack me immediately. Oh, I should have chainsaw him. It's been a while. Right. Well, that's... Oh, he's dressed as like a ninja turtle, isn't he? Oh. Oh, my damage is like non-existent, though. What the hell? I was doing better damage with my current character when invading people. Oh, hello, Potman. You shall be our assistants in this fight. Da, da, da. But my invading skills are not what they used to be. Look at that. Alright, that was another good thing to know. I used to use that fire buff a lot. The chainsaw is a bit of a meme, but it does not do good damage, really. Honestly, bleed characters with katanas tend to do a lot better. Oh, I got backstabbed. What am I doing? Oh. And I'm dead. An attempt was made. But yeah, back onto current playthrough. It's been a while since I used that character. I feel like they used to hit more. Da, 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 da. Like honestly, my current character can straight up just do better with the Tree Sentinel halberd. So I'm starting to wonder whether my my optimal soul level 30 strat was particularly effective. But yeah. A lot of playthroughs in various states of completion. But yeah, this will be an interesting one, doing more Millennia fights on this character when we get there. And honestly, Millennia is a little bit easier when you've got like more than one person. Because the main thing that can fuck you up is her like crazy slash attack thing that jumps through the air. And if you've got more than one person, then like it becomes a lot less spooky just because you can, you know, have different people take aggro. And that's the case with a lot of bosses, honestly. Just being able to split the aggro makes things more bearable. But yeah, I think Millennia is like a fairly important part to the game in just being like a fight that's just a real challenge that you can take on at the end. Like, there'll always be something to really push yourself to have like a really difficult fight in these games, which is nice. Actually, let's not get distracted by the dragon right now. I'll do the dragon later. I'll stick to getting the map fragment, which was what my original goal here was. But yeah, the more I get back into this, the more I'm like, there is a lot to this game. Like, just a lot of stuff to do. And places to find, and things to see, and whatever. So, it'll be a while before we get to doing Millennia. So don't worry about her for the moment. And also, you can honestly just skip her, like... Yeah. I see. I mean, that'd be fun. I mean, her weapon is straight up a katana, so, just duel her, katana versus katana. Is that the plan? Become a parry god. Learn how to use the buckler. Pull off the big stonks. One day I'll learn how to parry her properly. I mean, that's basically what I was trying to do on that character, so, Ooh, that's a lot of damage. Hello? You know what, maybe I just run past this. I want to say that this dungeon gave a faith weapon. That's fair. Go get yourself some food. Honestly, I should probably get myself some food as well. I had some food earlier, but I am starting to get hungry again. So I might take a break from streaming for a bit and then come back after I've had something to eat, because that would be sensible. Da 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 da. I don't currently. I don't really see much of a point right now in leaving my stream just like running while I go grab food. Like I'll just stop the stream and start it again. So that way I've just got the time to, you know, sort out food and actually eat it, because I don't particularly want to sit there eating on stream. Alright, let's... Oh wait, no, I can't go back to the round table from down here. I should set up a BRB screen though. Or at least just like a BRB overlay that I can just slap over the top of the game. All the things I need to set up eventually, but I don't think they're super important, super urgent for the moment. Oh, I'll get them done someday. Da, 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 da. Aha. Fair, it's fair. Let me get 10 of those. 6 of those. Upgrade some more weapons.
Well, I took you no matter. Lay out your arms.
Remember, +9. That's +9. That's +8. That needs 6 of those. Let's upgrade the lance. Why not? Also, the tree spear. Interesting. Yeah, let's upgrade that. I'll use that at some point. What was the meme sword as well? Meme sword definitely needs upgrading. Gonna get a +2. That'll do for now. Forked great sword as well. So I need 6 of those and then multiples of 12 of the rest.
Back already. No
Alright.
matter.
And so we'll get this to +9. Okay, nice. Also, I should probably talk to Thingy and finally get her set up.
Greeting, my name isn't this the round table. I never knew, although I'm still looking.
So look at your
I'm still
purpose. See. Why don't I give you a purpose by talking to this guy? Da 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 da.
Back already. No matter. The girl who she's cracked. She has it. I saw in her eye.
Uh-huh.
As even nothing special. I'm trapped. That's all there is. No, well, no crap. My being. Besides, despite my differences, besides it holds.
Uh-huh. Alright, and then she now will move.
It's all a bit. I'm still looking.
Oh wait.
It's all. I'm still looking. You're telling. I don't. Well, if I do, I suppose I'll ask Matt. Certainly, I know he's. I can tell.
Alright.
If I suppose I'll ask Matt.
Alright, so now just return here again. And she should be back to upgrade my spirit summons, maybe.
If I do, I suppose I'll ask Matt.
Okay, never mind, let's talk to him again.
Well, I took you no matter. Lay out your own. The girl. Lay you out. Dude's that absurd. I refuse. I don't doubt.
Da da da. And back here.
Suppose I'll ask Matt.
Alright. Should do spirit tuning yet? Let's have a look. She's not there anymore. Nice. Okay. This is promising. There she is.
I have you to. I can happily. I'm as yet, but and if there, well, I certain Roderick.
Right. Now I can upgrade things. Nice. That'll be useful later if I ever need to upgrade those. But for now, that seems good. Anyway, I am going to pause the stream, or stop the stream for the moment. And get myself some food, because I'm kind of hungry. And then I'll be back later with more Elden Ring. Possibly in co-op. Okay. Bye to anyone who's still watching. Goodbye.